Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. I'm your host Rob, and this video we're finally going to do my first how-to video, and this one we're going to build a PC. Okay guys, welcome back. So, I know some of you guys have been waiting for me to do this video, and I was going to do it earlier in the week, but the final piece I was waiting for was a computer case for my customer. It came in, and unfortunately the top right-hand corner of the case was cracked, and the paint was chipped, so I had to return it and wait to get the case in. So it finally came in, and now I can actually proceed to do the video. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my tools. I'm going to show you what pieces I got here, and then we're going to cut it. I'm going to get to everything unboxed, then, you know, go from there. I'm going to try and keep the video as short as possible while still trying to show a lot of detail. But if I got to make it a two-parter, no big deal. I just want to... I've been trying to cut down a little bit on the length of some of my videos. Now, first I'm going to show you, this is my little tool pack here. Bought this some time ago on Amazon, I believe, and it's really handy. It's a little beat up, right? Not beat up, but kind of, I use it a lot, so not everything's back in its original place. But I think if you can see it there, I'll bring it closer. These are my tools. You know, your little electric strip here, my screwdrivers, my, you know, everything I need for my computer building. Now, I really don't use all these tools, but it's good to have them. There are a couple of times where, like, for example, this little guy right here, you know, I have big hands, so when I try to mount the motherboard into the case, I always drop the screw. And sometimes if I had, depending on what I have in there already, just go down and like kind of pull the screw out. It makes it a little bit easier for me. Whether or not that's used for that, it doesn't matter. That's what I use it for. But so those are my tools. That's what I'll be using as we go through this video. And so I'm going to show you the parts. Now this is a very basic build. There's nothing big here. It's not a gaming machine. It's one of my more popular orders from customers. It's a $3.99 piece. It's a $3.99 machine. And it's a basic build. It comes with an Intel or an AMD processor, depending on what the customer wants. 4 gigs of RAM, obviously a DVD burner, usually a 500 gig hard drive, but sometimes I upgrade my customers to 1 terabyte while not changing the price, depending on what kind of specials I get from my suppliers. A basic case, the case usually includes a power supply, because when you're building a computer like this, you don't need a whole lot of power. You know, usually 300 watts is more than enough. So just to show you what I got here. So this is my RAM, and actually I should probably take. I don't know if I can actually show the logo, but I'll just show you real quick. This is my RAM right here. This is 4 gigs of RAM, no big deal. I like getting the RAM with the heat shield, no matter what kind of computer I build. Just to have it there, it's, you know, it's usually not much of a difference compared to a regular chip that doesn't have one, so I just go and get the heat shield on it regardless. Next we have a Western Digital 500 gigabyte hard drive. This is an OEM hard drive because I always have extra parts and connections and screws and chassis and stuff like that, so I don't really need to get the retail package from my supplier. I usually go OEM. And for those of you who don't know, OEM stands for Original Equipment Manufacturer. And basically, there's a lot of touch and go about this. Like, some people feel that, yes, it's great because it's a little bit less in price, so you can finagle with your prices. On the other hand, some people say you don't get support. But either way, for me, that doesn't matter. I usually provide support for my customers regardless. I have experience running diagnostics, running computer tools to find out if there are any issues. But truth be told, you do get support. What you don't get when you get an OEM item is you don't get the drivers or the software or things of that nature. But nowadays, that's not really even a big deal anymore, because usually Windows will automatically update it for you, or you can go and find the drivers yourself, and it's no extra cost. So that's that. Now, in terms of the processor for this machine, this is usually the standard that I use, and this is basically a 2-core, dual-core Intel Pentium processor. Very basic processor. This one in particular is 3.0 gigahertz, I believe. Let me double check that here. If I did order this some time ago, yes, 3 gigahertz. So, and this goes on a LGA 1150 chipset motherboard, which is what we have here. And this one is an Asus H81ME. This is a micro motherboard, micro ATX motherboard, and this is pretty much what I use for my smaller builds. They're compact. They provide more than enough power for what somebody, I mean, the people who usually buy these computers from me, they just kind of want to check their email, browse the internet, maybe play very minor, non-graphic intense games, like maybe games on Facebook, like Candy Crush or stuff like that. And so usually this is more than enough. And even if they wanted to go hardcore, I mean, it even comes with a PCI 16x slot if you wanted to, but you don't, you know, they're not going to do that. That's usually not what they do. But the thing I like about this motherboard, and I've used this many times, this one right here, it has like USB 3.0. You can upgrade the maximum memory up to 16 gigs, which is more than sufficient for anyone who's going to use a machine of this, of this nature. I mean, I have a very powerful gaming rig. I have 16 megs of RAM, and believe me, it's more than enough. But what it is it gives you options on top of being something that would be affordable for my customer and perform for them in such a way that it'll have longevity. You know, at the end of the day, it's all going to be up to my customer what kind of software they upload and what kind of things they do with their computer, I should say, that would make it run or not perform up to standards. So, but this is a very good motherboard, so that's why I chose this one. It's probably the most common one I use. I don't always use the same parts when I build this level of a machine, the 399 I like to call it, because it all depends on price points. I have 7 different suppliers, so I juggle with them, whoever gives me the best deal. But the one thing I try to do with my customers is I try to either meet or stay under their budget, and that's usually what I always do. And then this is an OEM LG basic 24X DVD burner. And again, OEM, because I have so many spare parts and so many spare cables and cords and things of that nature, I don't need to buy the retail version from my supplier. So those are my basic parts. That's basically what I need to get this machine going. It's not a whole lot. Very simple build. So you got your hard drive, you got your motherboard, your processor, your stick of RAM, and your DVD drive to go ahead and install your software. And then finally, this is the case that will house it all. It's a very, very basic, look at me, thing. It's a very basic case, nothing crazy. The power supply is included in this case. And as you can see here, actually it's kind of covered, so maybe I'll pull that off real quick, or maybe I can show you guys later after I cut to the next part of the video. But it has its USB ports, and obviously it's audio and mic jacks up there on the top. And the USB ports in the front of this case are USB 2.0. The motherboard provides USB 3.0 in the back. So not too much of a bad machine for the price point. It's like I said, it's very popular amongst my customers. So we're going to cut here, open this stuff up, and then we'll bring it back for the next part to start building everything.